Hi there, it's Christy with Life in Specs. Today I wanted to give you a few hints about shopping. I like to shop. I kind of think of it as a hobby. I don't think we should always be running out to buy new things all the time, but I don't think there's anything wrong with shopping for enjoyment as long as we are within budget. And a budget is a big deal. That's going to be my number one tip. Have a budget and keep within it. That has been a great help to me because originally when I was first married, we didn't have a budget. We hadn't really ever talked about how much we should spend on stuff, and to some degree we each thought what the other person wanted to spend money on was kind of silly. It was a huge blessing to learn from Dave Ramsey and the Total Money Makeover and his radio show, check that out, about having blow money, having money set aside for particular things. And so once we did that, I don't care what he uses his for. He doesn't care what I use mine for. It makes everything much easier. I do find it a lot more freeing to know that I don't have to justify my spending because it's all within budget. So that's the first tip. The second tip is make sure that you know what your style is. I recommend that you narrow it down. Give yourself an adjective and a word. And I would say that my current style definition for myself is colorful feminine. This brings up a lot of ideas in your head, and of course if you've been watching my videos then you know that I like color and I like girly stuff. I like sequins and bows and pink and green and blue and all of those colors mixed together, and flowers on my shoes and flowers on my earrings and more pink and more blue and more sparkles. And colorful feminine seems to me to personify what I tend to gravitate to, and sort of an ideal of my style distilled down to just those two words. It helps me as I'm walking through a store. If I look at a white starchy sort of shirt, if I look at that, I really respect a woman who can wear those shirts and look professional and admirable and grown up and mature. But if I say, is this colorful feminine? No, it's not colorful and it's not feminine. I'm not going to wear that because it doesn't suit me, so I don't buy it. It helps me to have this little phrase in my head, colorful feminine, colorful feminine. It guides my decisions so that I don't make purchases I'm going to regret. I also recommend that you know your style uniform. I did a whole video about style uniforms, and I'll put a link to that in the box below this video in case you didn't see it. But basically, I have 3 style uniforms. Number 1 is a dress, and I have some particulars in that category. I like elbow length sleeves or longer. I like knee length, and I like it to show off that I have a waist in some way, a shape. I don't like anything too baggy. Of course, I want it to be colorful and feminine. Those are non-negotiables. Those are my descriptors under the dress category. My second uniform is slim-fitting pants with some sort of flowy top. And by flowy, I do not mean shapeless or makes me look pregnant. I still want it to show off my waist. I still want to have a shape, and I still require elbow length sleeves or longer. As far as the pants go, I love them to be ankle length. But if they are a little bit longer, that's okay too. It depends on the style. Once again, all of these things need to be colorful and feminine. In the case of jeans, which I count in this category, they are usually not super colorful. Most of my jeans are blue colors because that's sort of what jeans are. I do have a few pairs of jeans that are in colors, which I love. But there are some items which fit the category, but which just by their definition are not going to be especially colorful or especially feminine. My jeans are feminine because they are slim-fitting jeans and they are cut to show a woman's body, not a man's body. They're not boxy in any way. And I won't wear jeans that are boxy because I don't feel feminine in them. My third uniform is a skirt and some sort of top. The skirt I like to be slightly A-line. I don't really like pencil skirts. I want it to still show that I have a figure, and the top in this case should be pretty slim fitting since the bottom is a little bit wider. And the idea behind trying to create a perfect woman's figure is having two triangles on top of each other. The first triangle like this, and the other triangle, here we go, bottom triangle like this, and the top triangle like this. So that right there is where the waist is. That's the smallest bit, and then the shoulders and the hips make the wider points of the triangles. And that is the shape that is typically most pleasing. And so that's kind of how we try to arrange our clothes to make us look. I won't buy an item that doesn't fit into one of these style uniforms. I don't buy wide-legged capris. I don't buy tulip skirts or pencil skirts because they don't suit my style uniforms. They don't work for me and I won't wear them, and I know this now. So that is another tip to keep in mind. My next tip is find discount stores. I know that Ross Dress for Less does not exist in every state, in every country. I wish it did. I think they'd be multi-billionaires. However, there are usually discount stores somewhere. You can use thrift stores, you can use consignment stores. I know there are other stores like Marshall's and TJ Maxx which serve a similar purpose. So I highly recommend those stores first. I find most of my clothing at those stores, and I so appreciate that it's available at reasonable prices. I also recommend department stores, but only when stuff is on sale. The benefit about department stores is that they usually have a large online presence as well. My preferred way of shopping with department stores is going into the store in person and looking at the merchandise to see what I like and trying stuff on to see what size I am in each different brand and what styles suit me or don't suit me. Once I know that, if things are in a good sale right at the moment, I can purchase them then. And if they're not, I come home and I go online to Macy's.com and I find the item in their website. And then I put it in either my basket or my list. Macy's has a list where you create an account with them and then they store all your items in the list. And under the settings of that list, you can choose to have them inform you with an email when those items go on sale. And that is what I have done. I have a bunch of items in my list and they'll send me an email when things go on sale, and I can decide, that's not quite cheap enough for me yet. Or I can decide, aha, they've reached my point of purchase and I can buy it. Or I can go into the store and see if they will honor the online price in the store. Sometimes they do and sometimes they don't. When shopping at discount stores, it's very helpful to note the brands and the styles that suit you very well, and then go to somewhere like eBay and look for the brand and the size that you need on eBay. I have bought a lot of little corduroy jackets that way. I know what size I want and I know the brand of one that I found in a consignment shop, and so I've bought it in a number of other colors to go with different outfits, and I'm really happy with those purchases. eBay also works very well for bags and jewelry. If you find one particular style that you like or one particular brand that you like, stock them on eBay. It is a great idea. You can also set up alerts for yourself with items that you set up a watch this search. Once you find a store that carries things that suit you at prices you like, I recommend visiting often and visiting different locations. There are probably 10 Ross stores within a diameter of 25 miles here. There are pretty much only 3 that I visit on a regular basis. There's one that's my favorite, and then there are 2 other ones that sometimes if I'm in the area I'll stop by. Right now, they are having incredible dress deals. They're having tons and tons of dresses that fall exactly within my requirements for a good dress purchase. And they are at all very, very reasonable prices. And so I have been visiting more often because I know that they get their shipments regularly, and I know that they sell stuff fast. So whenever I need to make a run to the grocery store, I'll just pop into Ross real quick beforehand and give it a look. And that is a really good way to keep on top of things. If you are very rigid about what you will and won't buy, it's not actually a temptation to go into the store. Instead, it's an opportunity. You only buy stuff if it's something that is on your list, if it's something that you know you're going to wear a lot, and so it doesn't turn out to be a waste. And also, of course, if you keep in mind tip number 1, to have a budget, going into the store isn't threatening because you're not going over budget to do it. If your budget runs out, you don't go to the store. And if you miss out on an opportunity, then you miss out on the opportunity, but you're not over budget. So the stress is diminished, and the excitement of just randomly checking your store, and sometimes you'll find great stuff without planning this huge shopping trip, is pretty fun. There are some shopping tips for you. I hope they were helpful, and I'll be back with another video very soon. Have a great day. Bye.